Theivanai Ammal College for Women. Learn, live and lead.
I am Dr.S.Selvakumar, working as Dean and Associate Professor of Commerce, Theivanai Ammal College for Women, Villupuram. I would like to tell you something about goods and services tax. I would like to tell you something about goods and service tax. It is a tax levied on supply of taxable goods, supply of taxable services, and supply of taxable goods and services. There are different types of goods and service tax. Number one, CGST. It stands for Central Goods and Service Tax. It is levied on intra-state sale. It is levied and collected by central government. SGST stands for State Goods and Service Tax. It is a tax levied on intra-state supply of goods and services. It is levied and collected by state government. IGST stands for Integrated Goods and Service Tax. It is a tax levied on interstate supply of goods and services. Number 4, UTGST stands for Union Territory Goods and Service Tax. It is a tax levied on supply of goods within Union Territory without state legislation. The basics of CGST. First, the meaning. CGST, it's a tax levied on intra-state supply. SGST is a tax levied on intra-state supply of goods and services. IGST is a tax levied on interstate supply of goods, supply of services, and supply of both goods and services. CGST has replaced central excise duty and service tax. Central excise duty is a duty imposed on excisable goods manufactured. Service tax is a tax imposed on services such as courier service, cargo service, transport service, tourism service, and the like. SGST has replaced VAT. VAT stands for Value Added Tax. It is a tax levied on value addition made by the subsequent manufacturers. SGST has also replaced luxury tax and entertainment tax. Next, IGST has replaced central sales tax. Central sales tax is a tax imposed on interstate supply of goods and services. Interstate supply, we mean supply of goods and services between states. CGST is charged on local sales, means sale or supply of goods or services are both within the state. SGST is a tax charged on local sale. So both the CGST and the SGST are levied on local sale, otherwise known as supply of goods or services are both within the state. On the other hand, IGST is charged on interstate sale. It refers to sale of goods between states. Sale of goods between states means there will be movement of goods from one state to another. And IGST is also levied on imports of goods and services into India. Next, the registration procedure. First, under CGST, no registration till the turnover crosses 20 lakhs. And for north-eastern states, it is rupees 10 lakhs. Similarly, for SGST, there is no need for registration if the turnover crosses 20 lakhs, and for specified states the turnover limit is rupees 10 lakhs. IGST, registration under IGST is made mandatory. CGST, composition, the dealer can use the benefit up to 1.5 crore under the composition scheme. Similarly, under SGST, the dealer can use the benefit up to 1.5 crore under the composition scheme. IGST, the composition scheme is not applicable in interstate supply. ITC under GST, it refers to refund of tax paid on raw materials. There will be refund of tax if the conditions are fulfilled. There are certain conditions such as the supplier should have paid the tax on output. Number 2, possession of tax invoice or debit note or other duty paying documents. Goods or services should have been received by the recipient of third person on direction. Payment of consideration within 180 days by recipients, and no refund or no ITC on the amount of depreciation on tax component in case of capital goods. And the last condition, no default in furnishing the return by the claimant. GSTIN is a registration number granted to the supplier of goods or supplier of taxable services or to the supplier of taxable goods and services under GST. GSTIN is a 15-digit alphanumeric number. The first 2 digits are numerics that denotes state code of India, and the next 10 digits are PAN numbers provided by the income tax department. The 10-digit PAN number is alphanumeric number. The next entity code, a single digit is used to mean or to denote entity number, and then the Z is a default number to be assigned for all the assessees, and the last digit is a numeric number, is called a checksum digit. GSTIN, Goods and Service Tax Network. It is a network which enables the assessees or the suppliers of goods or suppliers of services and suppliers of both goods and services to get themselves registered under the GSTN. So online registration is possible through GSTN, submission of online return, submission of payment challans, then refund can be claimed through GSTN, auditing can be done through GSTN, and appeal can be made by the supplier through GSTN. The persons who are liable to pay GST: individuals, Hindu undivided family, company, AOP, association of person, body of individual, if they are involved in supply of taxable goods or supply of taxable services or supply of both taxable goods and services, then they are required to get themselves registered under the GST Acts and are liable to pay GST. There are certain generic terms defined in the GST Acts, such as related person. When two individuals are said to be related to each other, the individuals are said to be related to each other if they are the members of the same family, and when the two institutions are said to be related to each other. Say for an example, the partnership firm and the company are said to be related to each other. If the partners in a partnership firm are registered under the Partnership Act and the another person, distinct person, the persons are said to be distinct when the person is required to obtain separate registration from different states. Casual taxable person is a person who is occasionally involved in supply of goods or services or both, and who has no fixed place of business. Reverse charge is another terminology defined in GST. Usually GST is payable by the supplier of goods or services, but in case of reverse charge, it is paid by the recipient of goods. Taxable events under GST include intra-state supply, interstate supply of goods, of services, or both. ITC, input tax credit, refers to refund of tax paid on raw materials. Similarly, goods, services are the other terms defined in GST. The term goods is defined as the goods which are movable. Every kind of movable items are called goods under GST. Similarly, the term services is also defined. Anything other than goods are called services under GST. E-commerce is another terminology defined in GST. It refers to buying and selling of goods electronically. Aggregate turnover refers to the value of all taxable supply of goods and services. Consideration, it is the price at which goods are sold. MRP, it is the maximum price, retail price at which goods are sold. HSN stands for Harmonized System of Nomenclature. It refers to universally accepted classification of goods. SAC stands for Services Accounting Code. It refers to universally accepted classification of services. CBIT stands for Central Board of Indirect Taxes, is an administrative body that administers GST and customs. The other generic terms defined in GST include time of supply, place, and value of supply. These are the basic terms which are subject to taxation. The GST is levied on the basis of time, place, and value of supply of goods or services or both. Here the term supply, we mean the date of supply of taxable event. Place of supply, here it refers to the place of, the principal place of the supplier and the principal place of business of the recipient. Value of supply, we mean the value of goods supplied or the value of supply of services. Composite supply is another terminology defined in GST. Say for an example, supply of laptop with laptop bag is an example for composite supply. In this composite supply, supply of laptop is called principal supply, and the supply of laptop bag is called ancillary supply. In this composite supply, the items involved are bundled together. If the items involved are not bundled together, then the supply is called mixed supply. Say for an example, supply of vegetables and supply of chocolates. Free supply is another terminology defined in GST. Supply of goods or supply of services or supply of goods and services without consideration is called free supply. Zero rated supply refers to supply of goods and services at 0% GST. Advantages of GST. Number one nation, one tax. Here the term one nation, one tax, here it refers to the GST is applicable to the whole of India, including Jammu and Kashmir, hence it is called as one nation, one tax. Next, second advantage, there is no cascading effect of taxes. It means there is no tax on tax. GST is a destination based tax, it is a consumption based tax, it is VAT based tax. Another advantage of GST is that it eliminates the tax evasion. The next, it reduces the cost of production, it increases the demand and supply of goods and services, resultantly boosts to Make in India initiative. The GST boosts export activities and manufacturing activities. It generates more employment opportunities and thus it increases the GDP with gainful employment leading to substantiative economic growth. Thank you. I hope the session is useful for our students. Thank you.